Hey Taka, I was studying some Japanese the other day, and I came across this word that I couldn't quite understand. Could you teach me?
You're quite studious, huh, Michael? Which word?
What does karoshi mean? I heard it's a word unique to the Japanese language, but I don't know what it means.
Oh, that. I see. Karoshi can't be directly translated to a different language. I can explain what it means, but it might be difficult for you to understand.
Yeah, I heard there are a couple of Japanese words that are difficult to translate, like mottainai, which means don't let it go to waste, right? So, what does karoshi mean?
Death from overworking.
What?
Like I said, death from overworking. That would be the closest possible translation in English.
You die from working too much? Does Japan really have those underground labor camps, like in the manga Kaiji, where they make you work until you die?
As if that's possible. See? I told you you didn't understand. But karoshi is an official cause of death in Japan.
I still don't understand. So you work too much to the point where you fall ill?
Exactly. But not only that, there are many who commit suicide after suffering from mental illness as a result of working too much. These deaths are counted as karoshi as well. Basically, any death that is caused by stress from too much work. It's to the point where karoshi is a significant social issue in Japan.
I feel bad for them. They should quit before they reach that point.
No, you are exactly right. But many Japanese people, to put it simply, prioritize the organization over the individual. They worry that by quitting their job, they'll cause trouble for someone else.
I see. I've only lived in Japan for a short while, but Japanese people are so kind and considerate of others, and have the ability to conform, but maybe they're too much so.
Very true. It seems that most of the people who become depressed because of their work are those with a strong sense of responsibility. They take their work extremely seriously, and that probably causes them a lot of stress.
If it were me, I'd just reject all the work I don't want to do.
Well, that's a different problem. But first of all, Japanese people work way too long hours. A study from a little while ago showed that 30% of Japanese workers work more than 80 hours of overtime per month.
If you work more than 80 hours a month, there's no time left for yourself.
Per the Labor Standards Act, the maximum amount of overtime normally allowed per month is 45 hours. So a lot of people work twice that. That's essentially spending more than half of their time at work, and in the commute time. You can imagine how they probably don't get enough sleep.
It seems like they're living to work rather than working to live.
In Japan, there is a work culture where working long hours and getting a large amount of work done is considered good. Companies value workers who work longer hours as well.
But people die of karoshi due to the extreme work environment, right? Are Japanese companies doing something to combat this?
Ever since karoshi became a social issue, it seems that companies have become strict regarding overtime. But the reality seems to be that only large companies have improved. Also, there are some policies that the government has recommended to companies, such as no overtime Wednesdays and leave work early on the last day of the month.
Considering how much they work, having days like that must be relieving for workers. Are these policies considered the norm in Japan now?
Unfortunately, it seems like it hasn't stuck with most companies.
That's not good. The fact that no overtime day is a phrase that exists in Japan is ridiculous to begin with. It starts with the assumption that you're supposed to work overtime. I mean, I'd understand it if you had to work overtime maybe once a week. That's the first thing that needs to be changed.
Whoa, it's rare you see something that really hits the nail on the head.
Shut up, man.
But you are absolutely right. To make matters worse, the number of vacation days Japanese people take is extremely low compared to other countries. When they were asked why they are hesitant to take vacation days, many Japanese people responded that they don't want to be seen as unmotivated to work. You can tell how prevalent the mentality that taking time off is bad is in Japan.
I thought vacation days were mandatory days off. People of Japan, please take more time off.
On the other hand, though, according to a recent survey, 70% of Japanese people find their jobs rewarding. So there just seems to be a lot of people who also enjoy their work.
But it seems like Japanese people tend to hide their real thoughts, so maybe that survey isn't entirely accurate.
You have a point.